So, they're saying food lines are already growing longer all over America. It's already happening. What they're saying. They're saying there has been a lot of talk that there will be a surge in demand at America's overwhelmed food banks once funding for the food stamp program ends in early November. But the truth is that we are already witnessing a surge in demand. So what is going to happen if the current shutdown persists? One recent evening, the line at the food bank in downtown Kansas City snaked through the parking lot, down the driveway, and into the street. Demand for free food is soaring across Kansas City as job cuts increase. Food inflation remains persistently high, and federal food assistance is slashed by the Trump administration. What about the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the rawest NFL teams out? Can they help out? But aren't they games still be packed? Julie McCall, executive director at Redemptorist, called the situation alarming. Families with working parents, senior citizens, and people who simply cannot find work increasingly are turning to food pantries like hers for help. Wow, who cannot find work. So it's interesting, this finding work game where they make it. Oh, I lost some of the lighting. Get the lighting back. Get the lighting back on point. So those lines typically extend by a city block. They're about to get longer. Let's see. So Marissa, in New Mexico, more than a fifth of the entire population is on food stamps, and demand at local food banks is rapidly increasing. Marissa Brown, who runs the Roadrunner Food Bank distribution, says the line has increased by so basically it's a food bank. Interesting. Might as well call it. I don't know why they call it a food bank. Might as well call it free food free food access. Free food access. Free food access sites. Free food access property, wherever that's at, that they're doing the food bank. She runs the Roadrunner Food Bank distribution. Think about it, with a wealthy, rich person, millionaire, run a food bank. What's her incentive to run it? Is she really? She got it like that. She got it like that. The person that's running, the people that's running the food banks, from order to captain of the ship of the food bank to anybody working with them on staff, what are their situations like? Are they, you know, well off? Texas experienced a surge in demand. They say demand has surged across 19 counties served by the organization, with lines growing longer every day. They say Texas, we haven't seen anything like this in a long time. In our nation's capital, federal workers that are selling without paychecks are lining up to get free food and supplies from a food bank in southeast DC. Wow, so you got federal workers that are certainly not getting paid, lining up to get free food and supplies from a food bank in southeast DC. They got a link for that. Federal workers lined up around the corner outside of the Capital Area Food Bank in southeast Washington, D.C. on Friday after missing their first full paycheck since the 24-day government shutdown began. So wow, they're lining up outside of the Capital Area Food Bank. Wow. Wow. So, I mean, so food banks are becoming It's like another. It's like a free grocery store basically. They send supplies to. So I guess you could call the food bank a free grocery store. Cause ain't no actual grocery store is free. So yeah, I just rather have them call it a free grocery store. So let's see what else we got. We 5 minutes in. Let's see what else they saying. The food bank set up specifically for federal workers, provided box meals, household goods, and so federal workers. So you work for the nation, the federal, and you need, that's crazy, and you need food stamps and personal hygiene items to over 250 federal employees on Friday, according to Will Stroman, a local pastor who is helping organize a food bank for federal workers every Friday until the shutdown ends. Interesting. Yep. Mm.
Troops in, next.